Yeah, good morning, everyone. So we'll wait for more couple of minutes, then we'll start. Yeah, once again, good morning, everyone. So last class we have completed feature of Python, that is simple. Okay, why Python is known as the simple language and the easiest language that we have seen because of three major factors. It has huge number of APIs. Then next is it has inbuilt garbage collector, and also we have seen user friendly syntaxes. Okay, I think this is your first class. Okay, have you gone through the videos? Okay, so did you understand everything? Okay, fine. So let's start with the next one, the second one: freeware and open source. Now let's say what is the meaning of freeware here. Freeware is nothing but where we can freely download it. Okay, that is the simple meaning of freeware. Okay, so python can be downloaded from www.python.org. already we have seen this particular already we have seen this particular website. Okay, it is an official website of Python where you can download the Python extension. Okay, next, that making it a freeware. Okay, see why we are calling it as freeware, because it is a software, right? Software that is free, that is free of cost. That's why we are calling it as freeware. The combination of free, anything free, and a software, that's why we are calling it as freeware. Understood? And next is we use open source. What is open source now? Okay, let's say I'll give you some examples. Okay, consider one example. Acha, who is going to answer me? Who is maintaining Python right now? Who is maintaining Python right now? Tell me. Online. Who is maintaining Python? Already I have told you about this. I'm talking about who is maintaining Python. Python software is there. Who is taking care of Python software now? I'm not talking about whether you have online. Can I list one or two couple of members to answer this? Yes, out of these many members, no one is answering. What should I expect now? Don't know. Forgot. Okay. So there is a organization called Python Software Foundation. Already we have seen. Okay. Python PSF. Python Software Foundation is taking care of the Python software. That means the Python software. Yes, now Purnima knows. Okay. Python Software Foundation is one of the organization. Just give me a moment. Yeah, it is an organization which maintains Python software. Okay, so let's say, let me give you a couple of example with this. Yeah, think about it. Now there is, let's say, it's a Python software. Okay, it's a Python software. This is a Python software. Okay, and now this Python software has so many things. Let's say so many modules it has. Okay, so many things it has. Okay, and now who has created this Python? You know?
Guide one Ra. Awesome.
When Rossum. Okay. Yes, Guido van Rossum is what? The creator of or the developer, inventor of Python software. Yes. Okay. That means Guido van Rossum had each and everything, and he knew about each and everything about the Python software, right? But now, who is taking care of it? PSF. PSF is taking care of this Python software. That means, can I say Guido and Rosam made this Python open, or the source of this Python software is now open to PSF? That's why they are maintaining it. Are you getting it? That means every access to PSF, or every access what Guido and Rosam had, now who is having this? PSF. Now PSF is maintaining this. That means what I'm trying to say is, this is a general example, but in a real time example, Python is a Python is a software, and whose source is open to, sorry, open to every programmer. Understood? That means Python is a software, and it is a the source of the Python is open to the every programmer. Do you understand? Okay. What is source now? The component what we have in Python. Yesterday, if you have noticed, I have used one module called calendar module. Do I need to pay for that? No. Okay, I have used random module. I'm using Python software. All the whatever we have inside Python software, I'm using it, right? Do I need to pay anything? That means source is open to everyone. Source is open to everyone. That means anyone can come, anyone can download freely, and openly anyone can use the source of the Python software. Is it clear? That's why we are calling it as freeware and open source. Freeware means what? Freely we can download it from python.org website. Open source means the source would be open. What is source now? Just now I have explained. The parts of the subparts of the Python. What are the subparts? Their modules, their class, their functions, their packages, and so many things. Understood? Okay, different types of concept it has. So everything we can openly we can use it, right? That means source is open to all the users. We do not need to pay any extra amount for to use any module. We do not need to pay any extra amount to use any class, right? Are you getting it? That means that's why we call it as freeware and open source. People combine this freeware and open source. They say we can freely use it, then it is an open source language. No, you have to understand the meaning of the open source here. Understood? So open source is nothing but which we can use openly. Okay, the source would be open to every programmer, right? Open source. Open source, open source software like Python, like Python is often customized customized by various of distributor or various of companies, we can say of various companies, okay, for its in-house tools, okay, or we can say tools development. Okay, the standard Python, also known as what? C Python, okay, also known as C Python, okay, developed by whom? Developed by Hmm. Guido Van Rossum, and maintained by maintained by the Python Software Foundation. Python Software Foundation, we can also call it as PSF. Okay, is called, we call it as C Python. Okay, we call it as C Python. Okay, now basically standard Python is known as what? C Python. Who has created it? Guido and Rossum. Now the command is with, who is taking care of the Python? Okay, now command to or take care by Python Software Foundation. Understood? Let's say other distributions like we can use we can use the combination of Python with different languages, or we can say the combination of different languages with Python. Okay, so we have some distributions like, let's say, JPython, or we can also call it as Jython. Okay, or you call it as JPython, and this JPython is for Java based application. Okay, Java based application. Let me give this as point. Is it clear? Okay, similarly we have Iron Python. Okay, that is for C sharp. If you know about the C sharp or .NET also, you can call it as. Okay, .NET based applications. These are the distribution I'm showing you. Okay, these are the distribution. MicroPython, we call it as MicroPython. Okay, for microcontrollers. Okay, for microcontrollers, microcontroller application, you can say. Let's say the last one, we call it as Anaconda Python. Excuse me. Okay, for Hadoop. You know what is Hadoop? Hadoop, big data. Have you heard about big data? Okay, big data based application. It's a big data tool. Hadoop is what? A big data tool. Okay, where we can store the huge amount of data. That is known as Hadoop. It is a tool basically of big data. Understood? Okay. Next, so here we have completed freeware and open source. See, the source for Python based on Java programming also, it is open. Understood? That's why I have written here other distributions. Okay, do you have any question? Anyone? Shall we move ahead? Okay, the third, platform independent. Platform independent. Okay, so Python is one of the platform independent language. Why? What is the meaning of platform first? What is the
Sir,
meaning of platform?
write once, run anywhere.
What does that mean? Write once, run anywhere.
Write one code, one operating system, run any
Okay.
operating system.
Okay. Okay. Good. So basically, platform is nothing but operating system. Okay. Platform is what? Operating system. Why it is independent?
Cannot depend on sir.
We can run this particular
Yes, sir.
programming in different operating system as well. Okay, we call it as platform independent. Okay, but in Python, in other languages like Java also, it is a platform independent language. Okay, we can write a program in Mac operating system, and same programming we can run in Windows operating system, right, without any modification or without any changes. Understood? Now in this platform independent, as Python is one of the platform independent because Python stores all the data in the form of objects. Okay, in other languages like C++, Java, we are storing in the form of variables, or we can say we are storing in a particular memory space where they have assigned the limit of the memory space. For example, integer takes 4 byte, right, 2 or 4 bytes. Okay, or float takes 8 bytes, character takes 2 bytes. Likewise, every data type has its own memory space, the limit. Okay, the limit, or we can say the memory space limitation are there. Understood? But in Python there is no particular limitation, because every data are being stored in the form of object. Every data are storing in the form of what? Object. And objects are independent to its operating system. Objects that does not depend on the operating system, they are independent to their operating system. What does that mean? That means it can store any amount of the data, any volume of the data it can store. There is no particular limitation of storing the data. Are you able to understand? Yes. Okay, so platform, first I'll go for what is platform here. What is platform? It is a type of operating system. Operating system. Okay, we call it as OS. Yes. What is the purpose of this? Used for, or I would say used to run the programs or applications. Is it clear? Okay, so platform is what? It is a type of operating system used to run the programs or applications. Is it clear? Okay, now why Python is, what is platform independence? Platform independencies. What is independencies? Okay, let me use something like this. Now tell me. Okay, just now I have told you a language is platform independent if its application application runs on every operating system. Is it clear? And Python is one of the platform independent language. Okay, Python is one of the platform independent. Yeah, here you have to think about it. Why we are calling it as independent, why we are calling it as dependent. Okay, for example, let's say C programming. In C programming, whatever the thing we are writing, okay, whatever the program we are writing, each and every data has its own limitation of storing the data. That means there are some limitation. Understood? So while storing, for example, if I give you container, and if I give you just store the limited amount of whatever you want to store here, let's say water. Okay, I will tell you just store up to this limit. So what you will do? Will you go beyond that? No, right? I have specified that You have to be in this limit. You have to store the water in particular limit. But if you do so, what will happen? Overflow. What will happen? Overflow. Are you getting it? But in Python, there is a term called object, and object can store n number of data, any amount of data, any size of data, we can say. Are you getting it? There is no specific memory size, or you can say memory limitation to be stored. Okay, we can store any size of data over or inside the object. Is it clear? That's why objects are not depending upon the operating system, they are independent. Okay, they are independent to its operating system. Understood? Okay. Now, so Python, let's talk about the Python. Python is one of the Python, or I would say Python is an platform independent language, because because its execution because its execution environment does not, or I would say instead of this, stores all the data or values as object. Okay, all the data as what? Object. And objects are objects are independent from its, or from the operating system. Is it clear? Yes. Okay, do you have any question? Do you have any question? Basically, the meaning of operating system platform independence is what? Program can be run in one system and can also be executed in another system with different operating system. Understood? But why we are calling it as platform independent language? Why we are calling it as platform independent? Because in Python stores all the data in the form of objects, and objects are platform independent. Understood? Next, who is going to tell me what is the next features we have? Fourth one. Last day I have explained you, right? Last class I gave you one picture of what are the thing we are going to see. Open source completed. You are a bit late. That is after this. Okay, let's start. Dynamically type. Sorry. Yeah, but dynamically typed programming language. Now, what is dynamically typed programming language? Let me give you a simple example first. Then we will move to the programming part. Not programming part, actually, explanation. Okay. Let me
Sir,
give you it. For example, huh,
the
is that,
variable using again
wait,
in the
wait, I'll
program.
explain you. I'll explain you. Who is that? Sankar, right?
Yes, sir, Shankar.
Huh, just wait. Let me explain you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Now, what is dynamically? There are two types of languages we have. Okay, in programming context, in programming, in programming context, we have two types of programming language. Two types of programming language. What are they? First, we call it as static type programming. Okay, and second we call it as dynamically typed. Okay, first is static and second is what, dynamically. So we will see for first what is a static type programming language. As we know, as we know that we have, let's say, let's call C programming, C++, Java, okay, or C sharp, right? These are the language we call it as static type language. Why? Let's say, for example, if I give you one form, okay, if I give you one form to fill it, what you will do, first of all you will check it, what type of data I need to feed here, right? If you have mail, if you have something where you have to specify, sorry, where you have to specify whether you have to specify the gender. Gender means what type of data you will expect here? String data. That means it should be a combination of characters, right? So I'll say male. Let's say the male. So what type of data it is? String data. String means it is a collection of characters. If you check, we have the collection of characters. M is there, A is there, L is there, E is there. I can say it is a collection of character, isn't it? Okay. Next thing, if I say gender, that means just by seeing this, you would understand that we have to take what, a string type of data. Now, if I say phone number, what should be it? The numbers, right? We cannot include str data, string data here, or we cannot include characters here, alphabets, right? What it should be? Numbers. 10 numbers we should include here, yes or no? Okay, so what, in these types of programming language, we need to specify this kind of thing here, what type of data we need to feed here. For example, if you are taking gender, okay, if you are taking gender, you have to write str of gender, str of gender. That means what, we are specifying that this gender is going to take what type of data, string data. And in place of phone number, we need to take what, integer, int. The syntax is what, int, right? So we need to specify here as well that phone number should be of what data, integer data. Okay, you guys are more focusing on this, so first complete it, then we'll continue quickly. Okay, now focus here. Now gender means what type of data we are saying, string data. Phone number means, now tell me, age, age,
integer,
integer, good. If I talk about percentage,
float,
float, good. Float, okay, float. Next, if I talk about something like, let's say, uh, boolean, boolean value,
bool,
what should be the boolean?
true or
True or
false,
false, right? So boolean is one of the data type. In this particular case, if you check, every time we need to specify the data type here, yes or no? We need to specify the data type before declaring the variable. What is variable, I will explain you. First you need to think about what is static type language here. What is a static type language? Let me give you some more scenario. So in C programming or C++ programming or Java programming, okay, any other programming language, here we need to specify we need to specify what data you are using, or what type of data you say, what type of data you are using. Okay, what type of data you are using. For example, you want to store a is equals to 10 here. 10 is what type of data? Integer
integer,
data. Everyone knows 10 is an integer data. But here in C++ Java, we need to specify that a is going
uh,
to store what type of data? Integer data. Otherwise we will get error. If I don't specify this, we will get what? Error. Syntax error. Is it clear? Understood? Okay, this type of language are known as what? Static type language. If you think about it, a is equals to 10. Already we have specified that a is going to store what type of data. What is the need of writing it again and again? Even though if I write something like name is equals to something like, let's say, Raj, what type of data it is? String data.
string,
By seeing this
String
only we can
data.
understand. But in this programming language static, we need to specify that it is a string data. Are you getting it? Okay, but in this Python is what type of language?
dynamo,
Dynamically
Dynamic
typed
type.
language. That means at the runtime, at the runtime at the runtime, pvm, what is pvm? Python
Python
virtual
virtual
machine.
machine,
Okay, pvm is going to take care of what type of data you are using. Okay, for example, I have given a is equals to 20, b is equals to 30, c is equals to a plus b. Think about it. Now by seeing this is quite easy. A is storing 20 value, b is storing 30 value, c is storing what? A plus b, that means 20 plus 30.
50,
Did I specify any data type here?
no,
Did I specify any data? What it is going to do, what PVM is going to do, it is going to take a memory space for A, which is going to store 20. It is going to take memory space for B, which is going to store 30. And it is also going to take memory space for, sorry, for C, okay, which is going to take what? 50. That is addition of this. Okay. Now where it is getting stored, or where the PVM get to know about it? While running the program. While running the program, while running the program, PVM PVM will check what type of data it is. As if it is considering only numbers, then what type of data it is? Only numbers. Integer. If it is containing number with some point value, then what type of data? Floating point value data. If it is taking any data which is inside of double or single quote or triple quote, then what type of data? String data. Are you able to understand? So who is taking care of these things? PVM is
PM,
taking care of these things. Understood? That means PVM will get to know about, while running the program or while executing it, PVM get to know about this, that A is storing integer type of 20 data, B is storing integer type of 30 data, and C is storing what? Now here the thing is, if you try to specify like int of A is equals to 20, you will get error, because Python is what type of language? Dynamically typed language. And in dynamically typed language, we do not need to specify the data type at all. Is it clear online, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, shall we go for notes? This is your first class, all you guys? Okay. Have you gone through all the recordings? No? This is your first class. Okay, fine. So once you go through the recordings, we have seen little bit small things like why Python is simple. Okay, what is open source language, open source and freeware, and just now we have completed platform independent. Okay, now we are in dynamically typed language. So first of all, in programming language, languages are of two types. Two types. What are they? First is static typed language, static typed programming language, and second is
dynamic.
dynamically typed. Shall we go for static typed first? Okay, tell me what it is.
You can
Variable must,
specify the
variable must be declared with the data type, with the specific, I would say specific data type to avoid compile time error, compile time error. Excuse me. For example, C programming. Okay, C programming, C++ programming. What else? Java programming. Okay, .NET programming. You say .NET, and many more we have. Is it clear? Okay, so these programming consist of static type programming language where variable must be declared with the specific data type to avoid compile time error. Okay, next is what? Python is one of the dynamically typed language where we do not need to specify the data, or we do not need to declare the data. Okay, so variables, everyone has notebook. You have notebook, open your notebook, and whatever I'm missing writing here, just keep a note of that. Now, you don't have notebook? You have notebook? You guys are coming since 5 to 6 days it's been, right? Or you, let's say, 4 or 5 days it's been, right? And in this 4 and 5 days you haven't taken the notebook, right? Why? No, it should not be like this. Even though we are providing you recordings, you make your notes, own notes. Okay, because it is not going to be only 1 hour. You have to take your total day, and you have to keep your total day into this Python. Okay, keep a notebook with you every time, because you might face this also. Let me explain you might face this also. Let's suppose at a certain point of time you will think like, I have got one doubt, but you don't have anything to note down the doubt. Later on you will think like, later on once the class will get completed, I will ask the question. What if you forget the question? At that particular point of time you will fall behind, or you are losing that particular concept. Yes or no? That's why you have to be, every time you have to be with your notebook. Understood? It is not like you have to write each and everything whatever I'm writing. Anyway, I'm providing this notes to you guys, right? But the thing is, you have to be with your notebook every time. You are came here, it's a temple, right? It is a temple of learning, right? And without notebook, how we can say it is a temple of learning? Without notebook, did you ever go to a school or college without notebook? Yes, sir, I have gone so many times, sir, because we were a back benches. Okay, so this is for everyone. Whenever you come here, okay, bring your notebook with you and note down whatever the important topic I am saying, or note down whatever the important points I am saying. Even though I'm missing anything writing here, you note it down somewhere. Okay, got it? Hmm. Because this might also give you a proper intuition about the subject afterwards as well. Okay, if you think like what sir has said, I forgot everything, then you can immediately open the book and say the key points, whatever you have written, right? So every time you keep the notebook with you so that you can point out some important things. Is it clear? Hmm. Variable does not need explicit data type declaration. Am I clear? Okay, it does not, variables does not need explicit data type declaration. Okay, python is an example. Python is an example. Okay, why? Because where the execution environment, I would say determines the data type. Okay,
PVM.
data type based on the values used in the program. Is it clear, everyone? Online, guys? Online, everyone. Is it clear? Am I clear to everyone?
Sir, I can explain.
Which one?
Python is example where the execution
Python
environment
is an example where the execution environment. What is execution environment? Where the program runs. Okay, where the
PVM.
program runs. That means PVM. Then who is determining this? PVM determines the data type based on the value used in program. So for example, you are using here a is equals to 10. A is equals to 10 means what? We know what type of data it is.
Int.
As a programmer, we know what type of data it is. Tell me, I'm asking.
Int.
Integer, right? So if we know that, Python knows everything. Okay, Python is kind of a inbuilt person, okay, in Python software, who knows everything. Okay, right? So
Okay.
here, just after declaring the data here, a is equals to 20. Okay, now PVM will come to the picture and PVM will check what type of data it is at the time of execution, and PVM will now then know about it that 20 is what? An integer data. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So what it is saying, execution environment determines the data type based on the value used in program. So what, this is a program. Okay, this is a program, and here what type of value you are using, that is going to be defined by PVM. Is it clear? Yes or no, everyone? Okay, shall we move
Yes, sir.
next? Okay, this is a dynamically typed language. Next, see one more thing. In Python, everything, or I would say all values are stored in the form of in the form of object. Okay, and behind these object are Okay, behind these objects there are classes respectively. Okay, there are classes respectively. What does it mean? Let me show you a simple example for this so that you can understand it. How many of you are from CS background? MCA, BTech, BTech, MCA. You also MCA, MCA. Okay, good. So first time I have got MCA people. Okay, so you might have a little bit knowledge about these things. Okay, right, good. So let's talk about this now. If I say a is equals to 20, or let's say a is equals to 10, okay, as we know what type of data it is, integer data. To check what type of data it is, you check, there is a function called type function. Okay, this type function belongs to the print statement, and we can directly also, you can go for this type of a. Now check it what it is going to say, as what I have written here in Python. In Python, all values are stored in the form of what? Object.
Object.
And these objects, or sorry, and behind these objects, there are classes respectively. What I'm trying to say here, if you check here, immediately after execution, you will find out this a is nothing but one of the, what it is? Variable.
Variable.
Also we call it as object, because in Python everything is an object. So whatever you are storing inside anything, that anything is what? Object. So a is nothing but an object. Behind this object there is a class called integer class. Check it. Understood? So Python is a pure, I cannot say pure actually, it is a combination of functional and object oriented programming language. Okay, but yes, every value what we are taking has its own data type, or we can say has its own data type class. Understood? So whatever the variable you are using, we also, it also implicitly it act as what? An object. Okay, it act as what? An object. And behind every object there is a
Class.
class. Understood? Behind every, each and every object, in fact, if you write something like, let's say name is equals to something, you take Python, what type of data it is? String data.
String.
If I say something like name, and here itself also name, what we are getting? Python class is what? Str.
str.
So name is what?
Uh,
Object.
Variable.
Name is
Object.
an object, and behind this object there is a class called string.
String.
Is it clear?
Sir.
Understood? Do you have any question? No?
Sir,
Okay. Yeah, go
okay.
ahead.
In Python class objects,
Uh,
objects అంటే oops కాన్సెప్ట్ కదా సార్ oops.
that is. It is an OOPS concept, object.
ఏ ఈజ్ ఏ అనేది ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఎలా అవుతుంది సార్?
See, basically, whatever we store in Python, okay, that is being stored in an object, because objects are independent of its operating system, right? Already we have seen this. But
ఎస్ సార్.
you are asking that why we are using a as an object, as we are not into the object oriented programming, right?
ఎస్ సార్.
That's what you are asking, I guess so, isn't it? Hmm. Who is that? Shankar, is that you?
ఎస్ సార్.
So Shankar, it is an internal process. Okay, it is an internal process. That's why this, I haven't written this, right? Who's taking care of this? PVM. Who is giving this to the console? Python virtual machine. That means it is an inbuilt process. Okay,
Mhm.
we are not deciding it, it is an inbuilt process. Oops concept is different. There also we will come with classes. Okay,
Classes
so
and objects.
so this str data is an class, this
Mm.
integer data is an class. Understood? So if you
Yep.
write something like integer, it is showing class. Yeah, am I audible online? Everyone, am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, some network issues there, right? So this is what the concept of dynamically typed language. Understood? Okay. So the time is already, it is 9:53. So we cannot complete the next topic in 7 minutes. So I'm stopping it here. That should be it for today. Okay. Tomorrow I will explain you the main and important topic, how Python runs the code internally. Okay. That is known as interpretation process. Known as interpretation process. Okay. So Python is an interpreted programming language, and I will show you how it works. Understood? Okay. So shall we stop it here? Those who are new to the class, you will be getting the recordings. Okay, you will get the recordings, go through the recordings and find out something good over there, and let me know that you are able to understand each and everything or not. If not, then you come. Okay, one day I will be with you and try to make you understand each and every concept. Is it fine? Or try to make it out on your own if possible. Then we will go parallelly. So do not try to fall behind, because already you have lost 5 to 6 days, right? Already we have been with 5 to 6 days, right? So you try to complete this 5 to 6 days topic. Okay, basic topic it is. No need to worry about it. Basic topic it is. If you go in one go itself, you can complete it. Okay, and next is thing that try to enroll yourself as soon as possible, because they are going to give you this week the last, okay, access to the class. Is it clear? Okay, so I think you guys have already enrolled, right? Enrolled. Okay, so those who haven't yet, just go through it. Okay, contact to the admin department, you will get each and every detail about the course. Okay, along with whatever you want to talk to them, you can talk to them. Okay, is it clear? Okay, right. So shall we stop it here? Any questions from your end? No questions? MCA? No. Okay, I will indicate now MC and BTech. Okay, thank you so much guys, so see you tomorrow. Have a great day and keep practicing. Thank you. Bye bye.